Hi, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. So, um, I'm always like, it's, I'm fixing up Facebook. Yes, let's go live. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not doing that. Okay, so, gosh. Um, okay. Hi, peeps. I'm Ariel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And I am, we have a couple of awesome love stories tonight. So I'm going to read them. They're great. I like reading these love stories because they're about our loved ones, our pets. They're fun. And I have a lot of friends who have pets. And love them. So, uh, but first, I have a couple of announcements first. I'm sorry if you if you know somebody who's going to watch the show on Facebook. I guess we're only going live on YouTube. Okay. All right. So first, this week on Friday is $50 Friday. That's an intuitive reading, an energy session. It's 45 minutes. And if you want to book a session with me, email me at agangofgirlsinc@gmail.com. Okay. Also, this book, Love Book, the Love Book is up on Amazon. It is now a paperback book and a Kindle book. It will be an Audible book. So it's up, it's rolling. All right. I'm pretty excited about this book. Melchizedek and Lady Nada really helped me out with this book. When I read it, I'm like, holy cow, this is so awesome. So check it out on Amazon. Right. All right. So I would also like to say that I am still looking for love stories. I want them. I want the love stories because I next week is I need love stories for next week. So if you can send me a love story, actually I need one, two, I probably need like 3 love stories for the rest of the month. I'm looking them. If you have a love story about romantic, unconditional love, people, pets, places, things, um, send it over to me, okay? And I will read it. I do the love stories in February to inspire people, to give them hope and love. All right. And hi. Hi, Mom. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this down. So tonight's love stories are from 2 friends of mine who have pets. All right. So, and I love doing these love stories because I haven't met one of them in person yet. I often see her on video, and it's fun because I get to talk to her and stuff. But the first one, I'm going to put his picture up here. Hold on just a second. This, there we go. That is my friend Lucky. So this is my friend Lucky. He lives with Manda Carver. And I've known him ever since he was so small. Like, you could hold him. He was a baby. And he is a very handsome guy. He is. So This is a story of how Melinda Carver found Lucky and ran for him. Literally, she was running. And when I heard the story the first time, I was like, wow. And then when I met Lucky, I was like, okay, now I get it. So this is her story about Lucky. So finding Lucky and changing, she also changed the Cleveland Browns policy about this as well. So she had been looking for a pet for a while before she saw Lucky. And so she was going to animal shelters, rescue adoptions, online searches to find a fur baby. She wanted she wanted a pet. And so she I would find a dog or a puppy at one of these events and attempt to receive papers only to find out someone else just signed. She was frustrated at this time. So the contract or the rescue would not respond to inquiries. On a warm Saturday morning at the end of July of 2021, I walked into the Northeast Ohio SPCA and went through the rows of dogs and puppies. The of large section weeks old puppies were roped off to the public for the dog pound adoption at the Cleveland Browns training camp. It's a week-long event. But in one aisle filled with older puppies and dogs, there were two 11-week-old puppies. One was a fluffy fur ball that stayed at the back cage, and the other one was a spotted pup full of energy. He looked like a chocolate chip, and he does kind of look like a chocolate chip cookie. He came tumbling to the front of his cage, and I instantly fell in love with his frolicking and licking my hand through the bars. He was vocal and sweet. Then he fell asleep with my fingers under his head. The shelter named him Lucky due to the horseshoe of spots on the top of his head. His papers stated he was born June 2nd, my dad's birthday. I had lost my dad earlier that year. It felt like a sign, and that my dad was helping me find my baby. I went back out of the office to ask the manager for the adoption paperwork. She came with me to the first aisle and told me he was not for adoption as he was scheduled for the Cleveland Browns event. I then pointed out to her that the puppies for the Browns event were at the back of the room and that he was not labeled for that event. She said sorry, that her hands were tied, and that Melinda would have to get tickets somehow, and they were sold out. Okay, so she leapt over fences to get Lucky. So there was no exceptions unless you went to the event. So she had to go to the event, and the adoptions were all first come first, you know. And she went outside. She was really upset. She was crying, and she said she had finally found her fur baby, and that I clicked, and that she clicked with, and she knew it was hers because she called me. I remember this time she called me and told me about Lucky, and I was just like, just go for it, just do it, just figure it out. And so she was really upset about it. But her sister worked at a nonprofit for years, and that was associated with the Browns, but had a new position. She called her sister and told her what happened, and asked her if she was still in contact with anyone at the Browns office. Her sister told me she would call one of the executives to see what she could do. She called me back 10 minutes later and said the VP would give me 2 tickets for any of the days to get into training camp to adopt at the dog pound adoption. See, everything's kind of lining up. Hey, Rebecca. And so she went back to the shelter to ask the manager which day Lucky was scheduled to be at the training camp. She said she had to contact the program director and would have her call me. The program director was kind of hesitant as she wasn't sure when she would specifically take him. I told her that the Browns VP would give tickets to the sold out camp for whichever day she planned to take him, but I had to know which day to let the VP know. I asked her to please pick a day so I could have my sister call the VP back. She finally stated she would bring him on Monday, 2 days away. She also said it was a come serve. I told her I'd be there when they opened the doors at 1:30. Yeah, and she was. She was there. So everything was arranged, right? Her sister got a hold of the VP, Melinda got her tickets, and her friend Stacy, who had been helping with their puppy search, volunteered to drive her and from to and from the event, so Melinda would have an easier time. And she offered the second ticket to her husband as he was a big Browns fan. All right, so this is the good part. That Monday, Stacy dropped them off at the camp gate, and they were 13th and 14th in line. There was a snooty woman and her husband in front of them and refused to talk to us or the people in front of them. When the security let us in, I told Mike that we needed to go straight to the puppies tent before stopping anywhere else. Of course, their tent was at the other end of the field. So they actually ran. They ran. And Mike beat Melinda to the tent, and he found Lucky and he grabbed him and he was like holding him. He was like, I got lucky, I got lucky. And like it was so hilarious. So Melinda marched up there with the to the adoption table and gave the program director the adoption fee for Lucky and asked for the papers. And as she was signing documents, the snooty woman entered the tent and started looking at the puppy. She saw Lucky and told her husband she might want this one. Right, like she was gonna get it. So too bad, too sad for her. I already signed the papers and handed them to the program director. She had to tell the snooty woman that Lucky was already adopted. First come, first serve. The snooty woman had fit. Too bad. They were the ones that ran across that field to get to Lucky. It was when she was telling me this story, I was just cracking up like, oh my gosh. So the shelter kept Lucky so that they could go see some of the training camp. After 30 minutes, Mike carried Lucky down the length of the field back to security. Lucky did try to grab someone's hot dog. Lots of people tried to pet him because he's so adorable, and he was, as a baby, he was the cutest baby on the planet. So Lacey picked us up and I brought Lucky home. He is such a sweet baby with a big personality. Lucky is still very vocal and affectionate, and he's a great dog. As you can see here, like I had to take that picture very fast. So, um, so she wrote a thank you cards to the Browns VP that provided the tickets to adopt Lucky that day due to everything that happened in the shelter policy and the always sold out camps. The Browns announced a new policy for the training camps. If you wanted to adopt a puppy from the Dog Pound adoption event, you could wait in the entrance line to tell security that you were there to adopt a puppy. Security would escort you to and from the shelter's adoption tent. No longer would people lose out on a puppy they connected with because they didn't have tickets to a sold out event. So isn't that cool? So Lucky, a gift to me from my dad in heaven, with the big assist from my sister Michelle and the Browns VP, helped change the world for the better for other adoption fur baby. Yes, he is very spoiled, and everyone says how striking he is and affectionate. He loves to flirt with the ladies, and he does. But this is Lucky, and I've known him since he was a little baby, and he's such a boy. And when you call him, you have to say his name 3 times because that's how he knows you're calling him. But he is a lucky guy because he and Sass or Melinda, live together in their little house, and he has a big yard, and he is such a good dog. So that's the lucky guy. All right. So let me was looking for other pictures of him. Took pictures out and put them in a folder somewhere, and I couldn't find the folder today. So, but that's him as a grown up. All right. So my next pet is this pretty lady right here. This is Maddie. Maddie, she's the star of the show. So, like, if you have watched our astrology shows when Kendra does the show, you may have heard Maddie or seen her. She is like one of the prettiest kitties I have seen in a long time. And I actually get to see her a couple of times a month when Kendra and I FaceTime. And she loves her mommy. She does. So Maddie's the star of the show. She is. And so this is how Kendra met Maddie. And Kendra calls Maddie her soulmate. I call her the star of the show. So Maddie lives with Kendra. She is the prettiest kitty I know. She also loves her mommy. If you have watched, like I said, if you've watched any of the astrology shows, you might have seen her or you might have heard her. So I didn't know, this is what Kendra says, I didn't know my soulmate could be a car, but my spirit came to life the first time with a 1998 Jeep Wrangler. So I knew how much something other than a person could expand and express my earthly experiences. The second time I had been laid off from a hard job with a crappy commute. I was at an all-time low, as it was a blizzard in Chicago. I wanted to cheer myself up by looking at cats. I spotted a gorgeous gray hair with emerald eyes, and the jeweler in me lit up. I climbed over a 3 to 4 feet of snow to visit the shelter. The whole city was shut down, except the the pet place, the pet society. So that cat was depressed. And I knew we'd both be the same project. I passed on him after our interaction. And on the way out the door, I spotted a sleepy kitten with a bobtail. I swore I would never choose baby energy again, but I got the nudge. I asked to interact, and she woke up, walked right into my lap, and went back to sleep. The deal was sealed. Even though there was an application on her, I knew she was mine. We celebrated 15 years of adoption anniversary this year, and she continues to be proof that you can come back and start over from anything at any time. So that's Maddie. That's Ken's baby. So hold on, let me get back over here. Okay, let me get her down. There we go. So those are the two love stories I have tonight. And if you have a love story, please send it to me at a gang of girls inc at gmail.com. And I'll read it. I'll read it. And if you don't want me to say your name, just say so in the story. But it's more fun if you share, right? It's more fun for people if they actually get to hear and see. So if you want, send a picture too, and I'll show the pictures. Because I had to ask Kendra for Maddie's picture. All right. So I'm going to talk about love. So this is Love Month. It is. And so we're going to be talking about love. Tonight we're talking about dating and courtship and some other things too. But a lot of people ask me, about romantic love. So the love book that I wrote is a book about all kinds of love. But I do cover this. In fact, some of this information is actually in the love book. And so I do cover this. It's this is like I think the funnest chapter in the book. All the other chapters are pretty serious. But we have a message from Aphrodite at the end. So I'm going to start. All right. So the art of courtship and or dating is something of the past. It is. Times change, right? COVID changed a lot of stuff, but slowly, you know, people have forgotten how to really actually communicate with each other and enjoy each other's like company. Instead, a lot of people just deal with it. And that's not love. Dealing with people is not love. All right. But the art of courtship and dating is something of the past, which is regrettable because we've forgotten how to really be romantic. All right. And romance is just about two people coming together. Romance is about like nature. It's about seeing a sunset. It's about admiration of beauty. And that's what romance really is about. And so um, when we go in to date somebody, a lot of people get this messed up. Dating is about getting to know each other, learning how to communicate, listen, consider, talk, share. That's dating. It's fun, right? Take the time to assess who you're dating. If you don't like them, don't date them. So it is important for you to consider if you truly like the person or persons you're dating. Yes, it is okay to date more than one person at a time. Be honest with yourself in your assessments, making sure you're honoring yourself. Some people will just date a person just because, like, it's something to do, right? But if you really don't like them, don't date them. Go go date somebody else. There's plenty of fish in the sea. They're everywhere. People all over. All right. So courtship is the next step, is getting to know each other on a deeper level. All right. So with the idea that you have a goal, there's a goal in it, whether it's going to be a long-term relationship, you're going to get married, you know, it's there. And so with with courtship, negotiating is part of the relationship. And people always tell me, "Oh, negotiation is not romantic." Let me tell you something. Negotiation is the most romantic thing that you can do. It is. It absolutely is. You're setting boundaries, you're stating what you want, you are learning how or you're learning about intimacy, right? You're able to communicate. You don't just go, "Oh, well, they should know." No, there's nobody that's telepathic around here, not that I know of. I mean, there's empathic people, but telepath, no. Do not assume that your partner knows what you're thinking, what you want, how you want it, ever. You need to open your mouth and let it fall out, right? So negotiating is the most romantic thing that you can do. Relate, negotiate, communicate. So I do a lot of readings for people that are looking for the one or in relationship with someone who is not for their highest good. So they don't have to feel alone. Being alone is cool. It's okay. Loneliness is not alone, is actually okay. So one of the things that I would like to say, because people ask, "Where's my person?" Ugh, let me tell you something. You're not going to find your person sitting your butt at home. You better get the couch, comb your hair, put some lipstick on, or wash your face, put on some nice clothes, and go out. Get your butt out of the house, okay? Because the the person that you want to connect with, they are not the prime truck driver. Although there are some pretty handsome prime truck drivers, and I have a thing for the prime trucks. But the postman, milkman, FedEx guy, or the UPS person, they're not those people. So you have to get up. You have to go out. You have to look nice, smell nice. Like said, okay? Active, go do the things that you like to do. Because you're a person, you're gonna want to like have things that relax, or at least you want your person to know about what you do, your hobbies, what you do for work, what you like and dislike. So going out and doing the things that you like to do, most likely you're going to meet somebody that you're gonna like, but you have to do it. Don't just go to bars. Going to bars is fun. It is, but you really want to meet somebody that you can resonate with, go do something you like to do. That's how you meet your person. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. For those of you who only want to meet the one, stop. Stop it now. The one is you. You are the one. Look within your heart, right? What do you love about yourself? What are you interested in? What you want to discover about yourself? Most likely, your honey bun likes similar things, just like I said before. So, again, dating is getting to know someone, courtship is getting to know someone one more intimately. And I'm not just talking about sex, I'm talking about being able to communicate with somebody intimately about what you truly want and desire, all right? In life, in all parts of your life. Don't be afraid because communication is key to all relationships. And the thing is too is that don't get yourself all revved up about it. Ask the question. If you have questions, ask them. You may not like the answer. That's okay because people are not going to react the same way you are reacting to other things. Step back and ask your questions so that you can get answers and you're not feeling uneasy. All right? That is so important in relationships. And if you don't like the answer, that's okay. You can figure out other ways, but you have to open your mouth and let it fall out. Okay? Don't get mad. Instead, communicate. All right. So the other thing too is this. A lot of people are using dating apps. Some are okay. You know, I have nightmare stories about dating apps, and I've seen it in the news. And personally, I have friends, people that I know. I had one friend; she was on dating apps, and her thing was like go on the dating apps, get a date, have a free meal, have a nice conversation, go home. Well, she went out with this guy, and she ended up being locked in his apartment for 2 days. And when she actually got out, she had an STD, and now she's scared to death about like dating again. So if you see a red flag, if there is something about the person that you're meeting or you're going on a date with that you don't like, leave. Leave. It's okay. It's not rude. You're like taking care of yourself, right? I used to I used to say, I have to go to the ladies' room. I have to fix my lipstick, whatever. And I would get up, go to the bathroom, and leave. I also used to like give fake phone numbers to people. That way, when they tried to call me, get like, you know, the fire department or something. Whatever phone number came out of my mouth at that time. So all things that I used to do to protect myself. All right. So if you see a red flag or if you have that attitude that you don't feel comfortable, leave. It's okay. It really is okay. Make sure that you have an Uber app or something on your on your phone if you didn't drive. That way you can get home, right? So my whenever I used to leave my grandmother's house, my great grandmother would always say to me, "Do you have taxi money?" Like, yeah, I got taxi money. And that way she knew that if I got stranded, I could get home. Okay. That was before Uber and cell phones. You actually had to find a payphone and call a taxi. That's how old I am. It's a belief. That means that you love and respect yourself. Okay. All right. So, like I said, communication is key to all relationships. Do not assume anything about anyone. When you assume, what happens? Not good things. You become anxious and upset, and it takes you out of the present moment. One thing about love is you really have to be present. Have to be present within that. And so, really, think about that. Think about how much you love a person and really how much are you present with them? How much are you paying attention to them? Because they go together. They do. And so, if you think you're in love with someone, are you in love with them or are you just dealing with them? Question to ask is a pretty serious question to ask, right? And if you're just dealing with them, maybe you guys need counseling or maybe it's time to end it, right? Because you don't want to just deal with somebody your whole life. All right. So I always recommend couples counseling to people that are having a hard time because um, when people are in a relationship, they grow, they expand, they mature, they get new likes, they change what they like, they get new hobbies, whatever. And so sometimes we do need somebody, a mediator there to help us understand where the other person is coming from. That way we get it. We take the time, we're present, and we learn how to renegotiate again because relationship is all about negotiation. We renegotiate our relationships all the time because we grow and expand. We don't stay the same, and relationships do not stay the same. They grow and expand. Well, okay, so that's something to consider in relationship, in love. Remember, practice the equal exchange of energy. That will ease anxiety. It will also ease your mind. It'll ease your heart. All right. Also, I wanted to say this too. For those of you, because I have a lot of clients that they really want to find their special someone, and they're tired of dating apps. Well, there are actually um, matchmakers, like professional matchmakers. They're real. They're not just on TV. They're actually real matchmakers. And so if you're really serious about finding somebody, the matchmaker actually helps with dating and courtship, and it also helps you pick somebody. They have huge networks. And yes, you have to pay for it because that's what they do. That's their job. Equal exchange of energy, right? And a lot of people use professional matchmakers because it's just easier for them. So if you're in that type of if you're there and you're thinking about it and you really want somebody at this time, get a hold of a professional matchmaker and they can assist you with dating, courtship, and even love. They're counselors. So you can check that out. There's an alternate. All right. So I do have a message from Aphrodite that I wrote in 2017, but this message really fits this book And so that's why I added it to the book. And so her message is this. When I found it again, I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. So this is a message from Aphrodite. Let us first say, you are the one. You are the one. You are the one you are looking for. Once you realize this, you stop searching and start seeing everything you have wanted is within you. When you do this, your energy shifts into oneness. Once you are in this space, you will attract others who are also in the energetic space of oneness. This is the time you will find the other one. How do you do this? How do you see you are the one? Get to know yourself. You are an individual with individual tastes. What are they? Open your heart, align with the energy of love for yourself. Look at your environment. You are a reflection of your environment. What in your environment makes you feel good? What causes discomfort? Find the courage and love within yourself to change it. Take as much time as you need to discover the one, you. Honor yourself when considering potential mates. Make sure you're comfortable with them and the environment in which you spend time. If you are not, there are plenty of potential mates to choose from on this planet. There are. Be open to new experiences, new people, new places, widening your search. Romance is an art. Practice being romantic with yourself. This way, you will know what you like romantically. Take yourself on a date. What do you want to do on a date? Start there first. These are concepts for you to consider. We want to remind you that sex is not love. If you want to have sex, there are plenty of humans who want the same. Give yourself permission to discover your sexuality. Sex is not love or romantic. It is sex, lust. These acts are powerful as well. Be honest with yourself about what you want. Loving relationship, sex, or both. Remember to be responsible with your body and protect your body against disease. This is loving the self. Loving the self is most important. And then she asks you to call upon her, and she will give you guidance on finding the one, which is you. So, there you go. That's what I have to say about dating and courtship tonight. But I thought I would do this because there's so many people that they just don't understand it, and a lot of young people were not taught it. So don't run and jump. Get to know your partner. Get to know your partner that you're looking at. And remember, stop looking for the one. You're the one. You're it. Okay? All right. So next week, uh, I can't remember. Oh, next week we're talking about soulmates and twin flames. So that will be a very fun show. All right. Okay. So have an awesome week. It looks like we're going to have a warmer week. And remember, keep yourself keep yourself safe and keep your heart open and aligned with the energy of love. I'll see you next week. Bye.